I'm going to show you how to do this simulation of a bullet going through wine glass and destroying it. And will be using a plugin called Pull Down It. And you can get this plugin on the website, pulldowniT.com, and just go to the download section and fill out your name, email, the OS system, Windows, and I'll be using Maya, which through the package. And once you fill it out and hit send, it will go to the next page, download the plugin. It comes with directions how to install, but if you're more a person who wants to watch a video tutorials, you can just search for Maya install pull it down, and you will get the first thing you get is to this website right here, and here you can follow the tutorial how to install it. Oops, I forgot to show you. I'm going to also use the wine glass you can download for free from sketchpad.com. And all I did is just search for wine glass, and I got to this wine glass which I liked, and I just downloaded, do that, and it's a FBX format. So the first thing here, what you want to do is you will make sure that pulldowniT.com plugin is installed, and if you want to go to plugin manager and scroll down here, it should be a thing called PDI Maya Fortnite demo, and also make sure that bullet is installed in that. And once you have that, you will have to pull it down here, and you also will have the bullet plugin here for the physics. So first thing in here, I'm going to import the glass which I downloaded from .com, and you get this really big wine glass, which restaurants. And then first thing here, I'm going to size the wine glass to fit on this podium here. And this here's the previous set that I did from, so I'm doing that. So I hit D on my keyboard, and that will move my pivot point on my wine glass. And I'm going to hold V, and that will snap to my vertices. You can see when I hit V keyboard, this activates the hotkey for that. Or if you hit C, activates edges, X is the grid, which is. So I'm just hitting D again, and what that does allows me to align it to perfect here, and then I'm just going to hit R, size this to center, find the best you can, a little bit small. So the next thing here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this wine glass. And the reason why I'm doing that is that once you put an Arnold glass shader on the glass, you will see the cracks of the wine glass. So I will be animating the visibility of the wine glass. And also I can see that I have an R material on this glass already. So I'm just going to put a default texture on it, and a R material on there. So I'm going to rename this in my outliner. I'll call this glass hidden. And I'm also going to do is I'm going to delete history. So go to edit, delete all type, and hit history. And then also I'm going to freeze transformation. This will set to 0. So if I accidentally move the wine glass, I can just or size it accidentally. Oops, I moved it too much wine. I can just put it back into its place, or that one. Do that. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to call this broken. Do that, and I'm going to, before I've done that, I'll probably just show you how to put a Arnold glass texture on the glass. So I'm going to right click, hit new material, then go to Arnold, and then I'm going to choose You can see it better here. And the AI standard surface. And so that, move this to the side. And I'm going to this to my new glass because I had a glass on. And then in the presets, I'm just going to go right click here, left click my mouse button and choose glass in place. And it becomes clear. And if you don't see the wireframe, just go to shading, choose wireframe. If you don't have that, you cannot see the glass. So I will put the wireframe on so you can see the glass. So now I'm going to duplicate this, and I will call this broken. And I can't spell broken. Sound like a Norkin. Sounds a very northern name. Something you might see on the Vikings. I am Nordic. All right, let's continue here. And I'm going to hide the hidden glass. Hit Control H, or you can just go to hide here. I just know the keys. H. If you want to see it again, oops, sorry, I know it's right here. Okay, there it is. Sorry, I totally want to. Control H to hide it, and then you want to show it. It's Shift H. So if you go back to glass here, hit Shift H. Of course, you can't see it. Side here, you can see it. So once again, I'm going to hit H to hide the hidden glass. And next thing here, what I'm going to do now is I'm now it plugin, the demo version of it. So I'm going to select my glass, and I'm going to select this gray icon. Pull it up. As you pull it up here, I'm going to choose the right here is different types of breakage you can do. You can do uniform, local, radio, wood splinter, path-based when you have a CBN line goes through it, vertex color, like all stuff like that. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to use the radio and the uniform. So first one I'm going to choose is the radio, and I'm going to hit preview, and this is where radio shadow is going to happen. And in here you can choose, up to you. You want ring, less ring, how your radio is going to look like, or busy, something like that. I'm going to do. And then when I do that, I hit shatter. It's going to create a group here with all my shards. There we go. You can see there. Actually, I'm just going to Lambert on so you can actually see it. So I can turn shading. So here you can see broke glass right now. All right, so next in here, I'm going to do one more of the shatters like that. In order to create another shatter, you need to ungroup this, and also what you need to do is want to delete the Varo. So suppose if I did it again and hit shatter, you can see it won't let me. So in order to get around of that, what I'm going to do is the Varo here in the and then also I'm going to do these hidden one because we see that here group, and I'm going to choose the top part here. Looks like, yeah, I had to shadow that too. All right, and then I'm going to choose the uniform, and I'm not going to do 64. I'm going to do maybe 10, maybe. But actually, don't. I'm just see the. So I'm just going to hit shatter, and now you can see added more wine glass right now. Okay, So once again, I will come back here to my outline and I will start hidden ones. And I'll make sure that I don't accidentally select one I don't. Because I've done that previously. You haven't used. There's just basically 10 of them. I did set 10. So if you did 64, you have to, and then once again in here, these group, borrow here. Complete. Oh, broken glass. That'd be nice to have this one's glass breaks. This will be standing up. Hopefully, last piece will hit this, and then. All right. So the next thing here, what I want to do now is use the bullet plugin. So if you go into the bullet plugin here, I'm not gonna go over all the deep settings. So I'm just gonna show you how to do similarly active set and also use the export selection. All right. So first thing in here, I'm just gonna grab the ones that I want to hit. I'm gonna put this into a set, a rigid set. What that allows me to do is to select more shards or shadow broken glass, and I can set the settings, system. So I'm just going to hit here, and once I do that, it's going to be a outliner, and see here, go get created. So you can see here right away, it's cool. It's breaking apart here. But we don't want it to break apart right away. We want it to play the simulation. We want it to make it sleep and not break apart. So to do that, I'm going to go into here, and then if you don't see these right here, what you want to do is you want to go to play, and then you want shapes, and there you can start seeing the solver. Right. So in here, so I can go into my boom initial state, and that's where you're going to change it. And here you can see I have my the weight of it, the damping, the friction, the bounciness of the thing. And then here you can see this is what you want to select. You want to select the initial sleeping. So when you play again, hopefully. Grab the wrong. Sometime. Oh, yeah, I see it didn't work there. Try again here. Now do it. Sometimes a little buggy here. You have to reset it and hit rewind in order to see the simulation. So another thing in here we're going to do is I'm going to go to my collision and change the box. This is the collision box. I'm going to change it to whole. And then here in the collision shape margin, this is basically how much the collision box is sticking out. I'm just going to set that to 0. And you won't see anything because right now it's just sleeping right now. So next thing here also what I want to do is I'm going to change the split impulse. What that does is that when you start the simulation, the charge basically more likely to fall down. They don't really explode to the side. It just helps to release them. And also in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the internal fixed frame rate to 240 hertz. What that happens, this might not be affected now, but what that allows me to do is that when the glass breaks or falls on the floor or on the podium, it will not vibrate. Sometimes when you have a simulation that has a lot of information, a lot of obstacles or other shards in there, it will shatter. It will start vibrating. So when you do that, hopefully it will not. This will slow down the vibration. So, and then also in here, I'm gonna turn on my ground plane and do that. So basically what I'm gonna do now is go back and just show you, turn this off now and hit play. Or hit the ground plane, it breaks here. So you can see now it breaks on the ground plane there. So I'm gonna go back in here, rewind, and hit initial play. And once again, if you see this here, hopefully I'll show you here. If I turn this off, I'll play it. A little buggy here. Sleeping, turn off initial. Well, this behaving supposed to. But sometimes, as you saw in the beginning before, it just kind of exploded out like that. So I'm just going to do fine again, sleeping, and fine there, do that. All right. So the next thing here I want to do is I'm going to make this podium solid right here. So I select my podium, and then I'm going to go to my bullet and choose active. Then in here you can see create a collision box, but right now it is set just as the glass is a dynamical. I'm just going to change that to static, and also for the weight I'm going to change it to 10, just in case it doesn't glass is too heavy for the podium and the podium fall. We don't want that to happen, even though that will make it cool. Oops, let's just test it here. Works. Shatters on the falls on the floor. Perfect. So next thing here, we are going to create the glass. You can see this is the direction we're coming in. So I'm just going to create a simple sphere. And I'm going to turn on my wireframe. The reason why I'm doing that, I want it to hit the center of the shatter, which is hard to see. Yeah, I did right. Or size it. Hit. Something like that. But it'll also be, you know, if you want to, you can. But I did my radial middle. Make it a little smaller. Don't make it too small. Well, maybe you want to make it like a BB gun, but I'm going to make a bullet. All right. So next thing here, I'm going to create this object into a bullet. So I'm just going to select the active right here. And you can see now it has a collision box. So if you hit play, I'll straight forward. But I'm going to change that into a sphere collision. So now I'm doing, if you do now, is it's going to behave more like a roundness like that. But you really can see it just down. But go back in here. And now if I go into my object here, I'm going to go in here to initial condition. And then in the initial condition, I can change the velocity when flying. And right now you can see it's going in the Z direction. So if I type in Z here, 10, play, stuff. Add that a little. Let's do 60. Oh, I did the wrong one. I hit the wrong one here, so. Here. Sphere. Now, if I play, now, definitely worked. I don't know why the glass didn't. And I'm doing. So 6. See, I keep changing it, and alright, that's just 5. And one of the reasons why it didn't quite work because it was going so fast, and I probably need to fix that. I'm not gonna do that right now. It's right here. It's the maximum number in iteration. So every the 10th tick is calculating to do that. So if I set it to 1, it should have worked. But what that does, that it really slows down your simulation doing that. So I'm gonna go back to my bullet again, and I'm going to change it to 10. That looks pretty good. All right. And then also I'm gonna add to this, see if it does. Bullet. That's pretty good. All right, and then next in here, I can select this part of the wine glass to be that's going to be solid. When the shards hits this, it will bounce off this. So I'm going to go back into bullet. Actually, I can put that into a group. Why don't I do that? Let's not do it. Has to make it static. And here I'm shape 2. Oh, and this is why you want to put a group. That's your group. Probably actually I probably didn't bottom part. Because it is so flat in a way. It. Oh, and also need to change this to static. I mean, you could still get a coordination. Static. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have a bullet going through the glass. And the next thing here, what I want to do is going to add the cameras scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete these cameras that I previously had in there, and I'll create my own cameras, and I'll just set the render. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to create camera, and I'm going to choose the first one. And I'm going to go and close this down for now. And I'm going to move this camera up to view through the camera. What you want to do is go to panels, perspective, camera 1. Then you can zoom in here, and then to get the properties here of the camera, click this little camera here and double click it, or do that. And then down here, what I'm going to do is I'm turn on my here, and to get the if yours we call it opacity film gate is going all the way to the bottom here. What you can do here is go to the overscan, go to display options, change it to just for now for 1.8. You can see adjust the size, and this is where you can put it in the frame. You want your animation to be doing that, and it gives you the if you accidentally render and render out of this, you don't want, or maybe you do want that. It's up to you, which helps you on what you see in the camera. So I'm just going to put it right here. That looks pretty cool. That, and then on the whole, I'm just going to hit this lock here. What it means is I can't move my camera. And then I'm gonna go to my perspective view, and I'm creating not the camera. Create camera. Then to view through the camera, go to panels, camera 2. Same thing here. I'm gonna turn on gate. So if I forgot to show you, I forgot to show you how to export the embolic, or to cache this after this here. That looks good. I'm just gonna lock. To do that, to cache this out, what you want to do is go back to your outline, and then anything that has a effect, grab those. So I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to create a project window. So you can save here. New class, and put it on my desktop for now. And save as seen as class. And when I do that on my desktop here, it created this folder. Then all my cache will come into here. So I'm going to minimize this down. I'm going to go into my outliners on step. I'm going to use caching out. And my bullet. You don't have to grab the floor. Bullets default. Yeah. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to bullet, and I'm going to, before I do that, 20. So when it goes here, I have simulation. All right. So when I hit play, I just want to have it. Right. So I'm going to go into bullet. It's off, and all those selected, go to export selection here. And then what I want to do here is that's why I changed the timeline. So right here, I have mine already set up for time slider. So timeline, because I have like 3. I just wait for it. And also you want to make sure down here in the bottom here that strip namespaces is selected. Also HDF5 is selected because Agua my 2.4 not supported anymore. And then I'm going to name this to glass broken. You can have several different ones. Each time it plays through, it will play of the simulation. Export through. All right, so to put this in here now, what you want to do is decache to put into cache. You can see here. All right, so to put this in here, so we can actually scrub through the, what I'm gonna do is you want to go into cache, like cache, and import option. So you will make sure that import under current selection, and you want to do merge. But before I did that, I forgot to tell you, before you do that, you want to delete an entire bullet system. I'm just going to say this before I do that. just in case. Now we can do it. Delete bullet in order to put in the caching. So I'm just select the ones that are selected. Yep. And then go into, once again, I'll go to cache, import option again. Then now once again, make sure it says import under current selection. Merge is selected. Then just hit import. Hopefully it's going to see it play real fast. Change that to back speed. Backwards. Now you can actually scrub. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I did set up the cameras here. Sorry about that, one step ahead in there. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all my glass here, put that glass texture, select all my broken parts, created. We're ready for this with glass, and I'm going to delete my sky dome. I show how to put it in. So if I hit render now, dark. So in order to get light in here, I'm going to use a sky dome. So our sky dome. So go to Arnold, lights, choose sky dome. And technically now it should work. So if I hit render, it works. I got a white background. And then it's pretty cool here. I can here. So here's what I'm talking about is that the glass, you can see the cracks are in, and that's high visibility. So we can do that right now. So I'm going to put all these hidden. Actually hit it. Hide. Oh. Like I needed my original glass. That's a bummer. Well, yeah, I deleted it. So when you delete in your shards, make sure you don't delete your glass. So I'm going to use an HDRI file on the sky dome. And what that is that I will use the existing light from an image. My image becomes a resource for light. So select your sky dome, and then in here, I'm going to select the checkerboard. Then right in the checkerboard, I'm going to choose file. And then here, I have downloaded some HDRs onto my computer. And I'm going to choose, just do lighting. I have various different ones. I can some for, just from now. So you can see it has those lights in here. This light will be glass. To do that, I meant to do render. I got the see slides. Let me show you how to set up to. So what you want to do now is you want to go into your render settings. The easiest way to do that is just go up to this little icon, the little pop over the gear box. So in here, it comes here. So first thing in here, this is what I always do: define name prefix. Because we have two cameras in here, and that's what I sequence. So in sequence one score broken. The sequence camera score broken. Do that. I'm going to go in here and right click, use camera. So each of my images will be named camera, whatever the camera name is called. Okay. And then here, what we want to do is, for yours, it probably says EXR. I'm going to choose mine to PNG, doing that. And what that allows you to do is actually allows you to import that into Premiere or any other sequence editing program. Doing that. All these will work, but if you use TIFF, Premiere doesn't support TIFF. So I'm not going to do TIFF. I prefer TIFF because I use that in New. So I'm just going to do PNG. And then in here, I'm going to choose this namespace. So basically what it means is that all my file will be named, the name of it will be camera underscore and the number and extension. I'm going to choose this to 16 for right now. I'm going to use the output transformation. And then in here now, I'm going to select my camera. Probably for yours, you probably set to perspective for right now, but make sure you set to camera. So to add the second camera, or if you have multiple cameras, all you have to do is select this and go. If you don't see the add renderable camera, just use the scroll wheel, select the add camera. So now I have both cameras rendered. And in here now is going to render the 540, whatever size you want that. So doing that. All right. I'm not gonna go over all the detailed settings in here. I will let you guys experiment. I will talk more about in class what these settings are. So this is ready to be rendered now. So if I hit just test it, always did say there. Render. You can see here it's rendering. We get about approximately how long it's going to take. For 5 seconds for each frame. So before I was render, I was sure camera out. I don't like pocket. Then I go to my camera 2. All right, this is ready to be rendered now. And another thing here to do is that if you don't want to see the background to render, for now you can see the sky dome. If you don't want to see that, just have the black in the background. All you really have to do is select the sky dome, take that down. Background, but I'm going to leave the background in there. This is ready to be rendered now. So if I want to render this, I'm going to go into my rendering. And for you guys, if you hit batch render, you will get the watermark of that. To get away around that is you just choose to render sequence. And then make sure that you have to select the cameras. And that's unfortunately when you do this, you have to go in here and select the camera you want to render there. And then, well, you don't have to do it because we've done this into. So I'm going to go in here and hit batch render, continue, and I'm going to stop the recording right now. So that is basically how you do simulation, just breaking a glass using bullet down plugin and using bullet for physics. Take care. Bye bye.